Hello friends and enemies, it's me, V. So let's begin with this video. I have good news and I have some bad news. I'm also going to open up the windows because I want more sun, if that can help. More light, if you will. Whew. So let's begin. I put out a video on Tuesday. No, it was on Wednesday. I didn't address any of my serious issues that I had been having over the course of that last week. And actually that last week, the weekend, and all that stuff. Because I said, nobody needs to know that. No one really cares. But I saw some stuff and I was like, okay, everybody I guess needs to know. Who cares? Both my parents have diabetes. They got diabetes type 2 in the last 2 to 3 years. In the last 2 to 3 years, both of them have been diagnosed as being diabetics. They are taking medication. They are trying to get to a healthy weight to where they don't need their insulin and the medications that come with it. Me being me, I was fine in 2019. And then the pandemic hit. Was not able to go to a doctor. I don't even have a doctor, to be honest. So I can't really find somebody, or at least not to my knowledge, I can find somebody that's open and willing to take on new patients, because the majority of the doctors I talked to said, we're not accepting people because we're in a pandemic. Maybe later. And last week, I bought sugar from Kroger, aka Pick and Save. I snacked on the sugary stuff that I had taken to work. Snacked on that, and it got to the point where I started getting dizzy. Like, I would eat sugary stuff, and then I'd want to pass out and just take a nap. Even now, I'm eating this, which has noodles. There's fish sauce involved, but there's noodles, and by noodles, I mean zucchini, carrots, broccoli leaves, and 1 egg, and chicken ground. I was going to say ground turkey, but it's actually ground chicken. And I kind of want to take a nap. That's not good. I talked to my mom about it because she is a nurse, and she said, well, if you're getting dizzy or really lethargic after having carbohydrates, you could have diabetes. And I said, well, I didn't have diabetes because I took a test in 2019. She's like, a lot can change, Veronica. Did you forget 2020 happened? A big pandemic, and you probably changing your whole lifestyle to have sugars and stuff didn't help. So then I was like, oh shit. I started, after talking to my mom and my dad both, I started what I was going to say clean eating. What was clean eating to me? It meant no sugar in the house whatsoever. As it stands to reason, I don't have any sugar. However, there is a thing going on at Dunkin' where if you buy a coffee, an iced caramel, I'm sorry, not iced caramel, it is an iced coconut milk latte, and you buy it today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday, you get 200 points. So I bought it, and I had them add a ton of caramel. I had the caramely drink today. Felt everything was fine. I think I've gone to Dunkin' several times since then where I've gotten a large, had the when I'm at Dunkin', I'll have a coffee, and then I'll have my caramel swirls. I don't add any sugar. I don't add any milk. I just have the caramel swirls. The issue is, as I'm starting to realize, I usually had those meals or those drinks with an actual meal. And now that I think about it, I had mostly veggie, like yesterday and the day before, I had veggie or proteins, and I had a Beyond Burger. I had 2 Beyond Burgers, not in the same thing. I had like one, and then I had veggies, and then I had my coffee along with it, waited, drank water, and then I had some more of the Beyond Burger and the veggies. And that didn't happen today. Today, I just had carbs. I'm now eating this and I'm feeling dizzy and kind of hot. And I'm like, well, shit. I need coffee. Well, do I need coffee? Probably not. But I still like coffee. That being said, I really need to rethink what I'm putting in my coffee. It is scary because seeing your parents prick their fingers every so often to see what their meter, their little things is, it's sad. On the times that I did visit them pre-COVID. And now that it is COVID, it's like, oh my gosh, how are you guys doing? I'll text my dad or I'll talk to my mom. How are you guys doing? Are you okay? This and that. And my dad said to me, you need to take care of your health now. Because I'm 60 and they can't operate on me. Because I'm too big. He needs a new shoulder. He also needs something done with his hip, and all they can do right now is give him shots of cortisone, or something. They told him they had to give him a shot, and he came in and he got that shot. He's 60 years old. I don't want to be 60 years old and having to go in to get a shot so I can move my shoulder or I can move my hips and walk because I have fucked my body. And I need to put my money where my mouth is. I've come on and talked about other people and been like, oh my gosh, you're shooting yourself eating all this food, these mukbangs, these you're doing all this stuff. You keep saying I want to lose weight, but you're not doing it. And I need to get on the ball. Because I've seen what happens when you have diabetes. I've talked about it before where I had a great uncle. And he had diabetes. He refused to treat it. And then he lost a leg. First he lost a foot and then he lost a leg. And then he lost the other leg. And you're talking somebody who used to be like very social. My mom called him social butterfly. He would talk to everybody. He would do all this stuff. He was independent. Because as much as he was a social butterfly, he liked to be able to leave when he could leave. You know, he'd go to family reunions. He'd be like, hey guys, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Talk to everybody. And then he would go home. And now, or rather then, he had to wait for people. He later died from it. Add to the fact that he also had a stroke. But that's some shit I don't want to have happen. And I should have taken the time to go, okay, this is what's happening, blah, blah, blah. I didn't. That is entirely on me. I fucked up. So what are the things that I really need to go look at going forward? I really need to look at the carbohydrates that I'm putting in my body. I really need to make sure that I'm getting the sleep that I'm getting. I also need to make sure that I'm having protein with all of my meals, because looking back at and going through my actual food diaries and the stuff that I have, there are a lot of times where I had carbs and no protein. I need to have protein. I need to eat something. And I need to figure out what kind of plant proteins I'm looking, because I have like a ton of veggies that I have in my little cupboard, but I need to go over them again and figure out, okay, I have red beans, or red kidney beans, I should say. I have black beans. I need to figure out how many protein are in them. I have corn. I have peas. Those are more starchy veggies. I need to look at other veggies that I can get, because I only have one body, and right now my body is saying, hey, red flag, bitch, red flag. You need to take care of yourself. You need to make sure that you're eating, and I'm getting dizzy. You need to make sure you're eating well, otherwise you're going to fuck yourself over and die. I don't like the fact that I'm feeling dizzy right now, because I'd gone 4 or 5 days where I wasn't dizzy, and now I'm feeling dizzy again, and I'm irritated. I'm really irritated at myself, and I'm pissed off at myself. Not to say that I'm not going to keep going, but now I have more motivation of why I need to keep going. Me having a baby was one of them, but now it's like, okay, baby is fine, but if you have diabetes, you're not going to be alive to even, attempt to have a baby. So that's where we're at right now. It's not really Weight Watchers, other than I went to the green plan. I've been tracking my meals and everything, trying to get in exercise this week. Not as much as exercise that I would have liked. I definitely need to go and get that in. I really need to get in sleep. For some reason, all of this week, it hasn't helped that I've woken myself up at 8:41, 8:40, 8:47. And I don't even have to pee. That's the thing that gets me. I don't even have to pee, but I constantly just wake up at 8:47 and I can't go back to sleep. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. And I need to fix it because my alarm clock is set for 9:15 and yet I can't fall asleep. I mean, I'll go to sleep at 3 and then my body just wakes itself up. And usually my brain and my body, it's been a pattern of where I've been asleep. And then all of a sudden my brain is like, wake up. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, did my alarm go off? Did something happen? I'll look. And it'll be 8:47. I'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? That happened today. It was not beautiful. So I need to get a hold of that. I've also started to download library books from Overdrive. They have a ton of diabetes books if you need any. I will put the link down below, but that's what I've been using just to download Kindle books about diabetes so I can read it. Some of them I have to read online, which sucks because my internet is still down. Hopefully it'll come up before Monday. I had to go in for work. That was fun because I hadn't prepared food. Well, except the food that I was planning to eat during work, but usually I like to have a little bit more food, like some fruits, strawberries. Right now I got a bag of cherries that I'm trying to go through. I have some apples and Bartlett pears that I've also been making sure to just eat whenever I get, whenever I feel faint, I'll eat that and then I'll be fine. So that's what's going on. I'm going to let you go because I am dizzy. I feel dizzy, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'll talk to you guys later. I need to find a doctor so I can find out if I do have diabetes. I'm 219.8. Right now, I'm just, my body, right now I just want to get whatever the fuck is going on down. And then I'm still focusing on the weight, but I'm going to let you guys go. And as always, fuck Tom Brady.